I think anybody that asked you who's the Ducks' top prospect, okay, they would say Olin Zellweger. Okay, this video we are going to be talking about the Anaheim Ducks' top prospects coming up through the system to see who we're going to see. We're going to rank them for you. Stick around; it's going to be a good one. Hey, okay, so welcome back to Ducks Hockey and more. As I mentioned before, we're talking about the top prospects in the Anaheim Ducks pool and system from some of the players they've been drafting over the years. Diving right into this, thank you again, though, for tuning in and checking this video out, and definitely comment below. Smash the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Definitely subscribe, but let's just dive right into it, shall we? So Anaheim Ducks are known for having extremely good drafting. They draft very well. Even in later rounds, they always seem to find a lot of good players. They've developed their players pretty well as well, and so you see a lot of our prospects playing on our team. More so than other teams, okay? Let's just put it that way. So they've done a really good job over the years. I think we have a really good talent scout team and development team, scouts, and all that good stuff, okay? I'm not an expert when it comes to that, but when it comes to scouting, the NHL Anaheim Ducks have always been very good. So let's just jump into my rankings of the top prospects in our system, and then I'll have some honorable mention ones at the end. So starting with number 1, Olin Zellweger. Olin Zellweger, guys. Okay, Olin Zellweger, currently playing in the Western Hockey League. Okay, he's 19 years old. He was drafted 2021. Okay, in the second round. 34th overall. So as far as I'm concerned, Olin Zellweger, now if y'all don't know, this kid has played in the World Juniors and was a huge part of that. He had 11 points. The same year that McTavish was captain of the Canadian team and was the MVP of that tournament, won gold, Zellweger was there as well. As he was there, this was a couple years ago, and he had 11 points in that tournament. So he is very good. Real quick stats looking back in the 21-22 season with Everett in the Western Hockey League, he had 55 games played total, 14 goals, 64 assists for 78 points. Okay, 55 games played, 78 points. Oh man, I mean that's an offensive defenseman that he knows what he's doing out there. He creates plays. He finds the open guy. Currently, he's got 28 games played. He's playing with Everett. He was traded, okay, from Everett to the Kamloops, okay, but total games played between the two teams this year. This is Western Hockey League. 28 games played. He's got 14 goals, 23 assists for 37 points. So this kid's he's over a point per game producer, okay. Now it's at a minor league level. How does that translate to the NHL level? We have yet to see. I have no doubt he is going to be very good, though, okay? We will find out soon. Probably not this next year. He'll probably be playing in San Diego next year, I think. But the year after that, I think, is when we're going to see Zellweger as a regular. He might make some appearances next year if he impresses at camp. This is next season, so the 23-24 season. But I have a feeling they're going to want him to continue to develop, get bigger and stronger and that kind of thing. So professionally wise, he'll be playing in San Diego next year to get one more year of development, I think, before they finally make the jump. He makes the jump to the NHL level. Number 2 on my list, okay? Number 2 on my list is last year's draft pick, number 1 draft pick. He was drafted 2022 10th overall by Anaheim, Pavel Mikheyev, okay? He's a left-handed defenseman as well, playing in the OHL currently. He is 18, 6'1", 192 pounds. As I mentioned before, to the number 10 overall pick last year. This kid is money. Okay, there's been a lot of talk about how good he really is. Again, this is our defense, guys. Defense. Keep in mind, we have Jamie Drysdale, who's been injured most of the year as well. So think about it. Drysdale, Olin Zellweger, Pavel Mikheyev. Are you kidding me? There's a couple more defensemen back there too that I'll talk about in a second. Mikheyev, this is his Ontario Hockey League totals. That's where he plays currently. Okay, this current season he was traded just like Zellweger was mid-season. So he started off with Saginaw. He is now in Ottawa. He's at the Ottawa 67s team. But he's got 43 games played, okay, in the OHL, 16 goals, 41 assists for 57 points. Again, this is over a point a game production. And I've seen some highlights of Mikheyev playing, and it's impressive. It really is. It's very impressive. So when you've got Zellweger and Mikheyev, two offensive-minded defensemen, as your number one and number two prospects, dude, I mean, think about it. Think about here's a little nugget for you, okay? Anaheim Ducks future, a few years down the line, you've got your power play, number one power play, your number two power play, okay? And you've got one of those guys quarterbacking number one, you've got the other one quarterbacking number two, okay? Just saying. Or potentially they both play on the blue line for the power play, right? Holy crap. Which is probably more like it. But either way, incredible. Absolutely incredible, okay? Now, after those two, it kind of gets a little interesting. Because there's, it's debatable. Some people will agree with me. Some people would probably not. Make up your own mind, but these are mine. So now it starts to get interesting. Number 3 for me, Lucas Dosto, goalie. Everybody's seen Lucas Dosto. If you're an Anaheim Ducks fan, he played briefly when Stolars and Gibson have had injury issues. He came up from the goals and jumped in there, and he's played very well. We got to see a little glimpse of how good he is. He's from the Czech Republic. Now he's 22. Goalies take a little bit longer to develop, okay? And so he's 22. He's getting really close to entering his prime. He's going to make the jump to the NHL. My guess is next year, okay? I think he's going to be sitting on the bench as a backup next year. We'll see. Okay, but that's my prediction. He's 6'2", 174, so he's not the biggest of goalies as far as girth. He's 6'2", but so he's on the smallish side. He was drafted in 2018, third round, 85th overall, which is pretty good for a goalie, okay? So we got him in the third round, 85th overall by the Anaheim Ducks. He's a future goalie, okay? Okay, he is going to be the future goalie of the Anaheim Ducks unless we pull off some weird trade or something crazy happens. I think Dosto is our future. So there you go on him, number 3. My number 4 prospect in the Anaheim Ducks prospect pool is Brayden Tracy. Again, like I said, a lot of people may not agree with me on this, but Brayden Tracy, he is 21. Okay, he's 6'1", 186 pounds. He was drafted in the 2019 draft. We took him in the first round, 29th overall. He's a left winger out of Canada, okay? Look, I love getting good high draft pick wingers sometimes. I mean, it's important to get good players on the wing. Center position is where you want to, concentrate. Defense, goaltending. Defense and goaltending wins you championships. Good centers down the middle, and then you build around that center position on the offense for those top 4 lines by adding good wingers, right? But they're hard to come by sometimes, okay? This guy's good, okay? He's good, but he's kind of a late bloomer, kind of like a Troy Terry. He's kind of making his way along. But I think he's coming along to the point where we're going to probably see Brayden Tracy on a regular next season, okay? Unless something weird happens and he gets moved, I think Brayden Tracy is probably going to be wearing a Ducks jersey next season. Let me give you some stats real quick. In the Western Hockey League in the minors, before he came up to the pros, he had 144 points in 123 games. Okay, so he's proven down there, over a point a game producer at the Western Hockey League level. Okay, in the minors, when they brought him up, he played at the AHL level. And for the goals, the last couple years, in the 21-22 season, he had 31 points in 55 games, and in our current season right now, I think he's leading the team with 20 points in 36 games. Now, you might listen to those numbers and you think, that's not that good. Well, you're right. It's not that great. But you got to remember, the goals, just like the Anaheim Ducks right now, are having a horrible season down there at the AHL level. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. I don't know what's going on down there, and I have a feeling there's going to be some changes down there, just like there's going to be at the Ducks level behind the bench. and the coaching staff, because that's just not good. Coaching's been a real problem for this Anaheim Ducks organization the last few years. And now it's starting to show it in San Diego too. So either way, Brayden Tracy is better than that. Those numbers show. So I like him at my number 4. Number 5, okay? Number 5, Jacob Perrault. Jacob Perrault is a pure goal scorer, okay? Here's the thing about Jacob, though. Let me get over his stat. He's 20 years old now, 5'11", 192 pounds. So he's smallish, but bulky at 192. Right winger out of Canada. Okay, another winger. Drafted him 2020, first round in 2020, number 27th overall. Last season with the Gulls, okay, Perrault played his first, I think that was his first pro hockey year with San Diego. He had 37 points in 55 games, so it was respectable point production for the Gulls. I mean, for a young kid, right? And at that time, he was 19, so not bad. In fact, I liked it a lot when I was watching him. I like this kid, and I like to watch them come along. This year, though, he's had a complete fall off. It's been kind of weird, so I don't know. Jacob needs to pick it up. Something needs to happen, because this year with the Gulls, he's only got 14 points in 35 games. Not that good, but keep in mind the Gulls are really bad. They're not that good this year at all. So I don't know. We'll see. Jacob Perrault could be one of those pieces we use to in a trade. Because he's got a lot of upside. He's just got to find it. Not all these first rounders you find can make it in the NHL at the NHL level. At the pro level, they struggle a little bit. So we'll see. Maybe Perrault turns into one of those. But I've got him at number 5 because he's got a lot of upside if he can just find it, man. He just got to find it. Moving on, number 6. Okay, number 6, Nathan Goshay. He is our last year's second first-round pick that we got. So we got Minchikov at number 10. We took Nathan at 22nd in the first round because we had 2 first-round picks last year. He is a big boy. He's a center. He's a big boy. 6'3", 207 pounds. Keep in mind, he's only 19, so he's going to get bigger. He's going to put on more muscle. Okay, this is another... he doesn't have the offensive skills that Ryan Getzlaf had as far as his playmaking ability. Okay, but he is kind of like a Ryan Getzlaf in size. Okay, that's what I think of Nathan Goshay as a Ryan Getzlaf, but just not the offensive upside that Getzlaf had. Getzlaf had both. He was a big boy that could bang you, and he could make plays, right? Goshay, he can score, okay? He can put the puck in the net and create plays, but not at that level. So he's a future third, fourth line center, okay? But you need those guys, okay? Long term, he's going to be a very good hockey player at a third line, fourth line role, okay? So banging bodies, okay? And, so big guy. Think about this real quick. I made a note, okay? Think about future, potentially, okay? Center position for the Anaheim Ducks. You got Trevor Zegras, Mason McTavish, Nathan Goshay, and Isaac Lundestrom. There's your center position. Boom, 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 boom. Dude, that's solid. Solid, dude. I like that. I don't know. He's a big, physical, two-way center. He's going to be around with the Ducks for a while. Unless something happens to him and he derails and falls off the map, I see him playing for the Anaheim Ducks long term. So looking at his stats in 21-22, this is playing for the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, okay? Playing for the Remparts. In 21-22, he had 66 games played, 31 goals, 26 assists for 57 points, okay? So that's good. He's a plus 30, and that's what I really like, okay? He's got good point production, but he's a plus 30. He's responsible with the puck. Okay, this current year, 22-23, same team, the Remparts, 30 games played so far, 30 games, 16 goals, 17 assists. So he's just over a point per game production at 33 points, but he's a plus 27, people, okay? Can't say enough about that, okay? It just goes to show you that not only can he produce and create plays, but he is a responsible player, and he's a plus 27. My God, I mean, that's the kind of stuff you want to see, okay? You can't say enough about that. That's a stat that a lot of people don't think about, but being a plus player, especially on the defensive side, of course, that's, huge. But when you're on an offensive plus player, especially at the center position, in my opinion, that is something to rave about and something to be proud about. So anyways, plus 30 last season, plus 27 so far this season. I like it. So anyways, there's Nathan Goshay for you. At number 7, okay, I have Drew Ellison. Drew Ellison's a defenseman. Here's another D guy, right? Excuse me. Our prospect pool is really, really deep. Drew Ellison, he's an American. Okay, we got him in the trade that sent Josh Manson to Colorado last year before the trade deadline. Colorado sent us Drew Ellison. He was drafted in 2019, second round, number 47th overall by Colorado. Now he's ours. Okay, he's 21. He's 6'3", 205 pounds, so he's a nice big defenseman, sturdy guy. Okay, he's currently playing with the Gulls. Okay, we assigned him to the Gulls right away when we got him. This year, this is this year's stats with the Gulls. Now keep in mind, I said it before, the Gulls are not good this year, just like the Ducks. 37 games played, and he has 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points. Okay, so he's not like some over-the-top, holy crap, but he's a good, solid defenseman. And I think as he continues to develop, he's probably going to be, paired with like a Zellweger, paired with a Minchikov, in the future. He's going to be a great Duck. You watch. Going to be a great Duck. He's just going to get better. Okay, moving on. Number 8. Okay, number 8 is a left wing, right winger, Sasha Pastujov. Okay, this kid, he's an American. The name you wouldn't think, but he's an American. He's 19. He's 6'1", 187 pounds. Okay, like I said, he's a left wing, right wing. He can play either side. He was drafted by the Anaheim Ducks in 21, round 3. Okay, we took him in round 3, so 66 overall. Now, this is one of those players that he's kind of like a hit and miss, boom or bust. He's either going to knock it out of the park when he finally finds his groove and gets there, or he's going to be a bust and go away. I don't know. We'll see. Watching him at the minor league level, this kid can score. Okay, he really can. He's got an amazing shot. His offensive upside is unbelievable. Okay, but there's a lot of speculation is can he do it at the professional level? So that has yet to be seen, of course, but that's coming. He's only 19. We're going to find out. He's going to play in for the Gulls. You watch. Let's just talk real quick about his OHL. Okay, totals. This is his entire career so far in the OHL. 99 games played so far. 57 goals, 70 assists for 127 points. Okay, 99 games played, 127 points. Kid's good. And I've seen highlights of him. I've seen him play, of course, highlights on TV, and it is impressive to watch what he's able to do with that puck. Very, 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 very good hands. Great shot. I mean, it's unreal. So if he can translate that and transition into at the pro level and do the same thing he's doing at the OHL level, hell yeah, we are in for a great winger there. But we'll find out. Now, here's the honorable mention list. Just some other names to throw out there. Some other names that, and players that are coming up through the system that are going to be good and whatnot. And never know. We might see him as Ducks. A couple of these I know for sure we will. Kaja Clang. Kaja Clang's a goalie. We got him in the Rickard Rakell trade. When Rickard Rakell was sent to Pittsburgh, we got Kaja Clang. He is playing in the Swedish Hockey League for Rögle. For Pittsburgh drafted him in 2020, third round, 77th overall, kind of like a Lucas Dosto, okay? So here's another kid that's going to be good, and he's going to be the future of the Anaheim Ducks goaltending. You might see in the future Dosto and Clang, number 1 and number 2. Who knows, okay, right? You never know. 6'2", 190 pounds. He's not the biggest of goalies, but he's kind of like a Dostal in size. But he is probably going to be playing at the AHL level for the San Diego Gulls come next season. I think Ducks are going to bring him over and have him start playing in North America next year, because I have a feeling Dostal is going to be promoted to the big club. So anyways, Kaja Clang. Jackson Lacombe, he's a defenseman. He's playing for the Minnesota Gophers, NCAA. This guy's good. He's in his senior year. Okay, he plays defense. He's good, guys. Got great hands, super skilled defenseman. I really like him. He's 21. He's 6'2", 201 pounds. We drafted him, Ducks did, 2019, round 2, 39th overall. So he was taken pretty high in the second round. He is, at the end of this year, I know what and I've read articles about what Jackson Lacombe's trying to do. He's a senior at Minnesota. He wants to try to get to the Frozen Four and win it, okay? And they have a great chance to do that. He is, I think, their captain, and he is their, number one defenseman, and he's good. He's a really good defenseman. Here's the thing: the Ducks have to sign him to an entry-level contract at the end of this collegiate season he's on. They need to jump all over that and not let him go. They need to get him on the books and get him in a Ducks uniform, okay, ASAP. They'll probably play a year at his age. He's come a long way already playing men's hockey with men in college. But they're going to want him to play some pro hockey, so he'll probably be playing at least 1 year with the Gulls, I would imagine, before he makes the jump to the big club. But I love Jackson Lacombe. Again, the hard part for me, okay, side note, the hard part for me is I've talked about how great our defensive prospect pool is with Zellweger, Mincheykov, okay, guys like Lacombe, Drew Ellison. But you got to pay these guys. Who else do we have? We have these forwards, Zegras, McTavish, Troy Terry. These guys are coming up too, so you've got to pay them, right? They're going to demand big contracts. So how do you pay all these players these big money that they're going to demand one of these days? Well, I don't know. We'll see, because Pat Verbeek's going to be I have a feeling a few years down the line from here, when these players are ready to rock and roll, we're going to be right up against the cap, just like some of these other big teams are. But you know what? We're going to be up against the cap, all these guys, and winning games and going to the playoffs year after year after year. You watch. Anyways, Jackson Lacombe, he's going to be good. And then here's a real quick list. I'm not going to get into any stats on these guys, but Pavel Regenda, we've seen him. I like Pavel Regenda a lot. And he's playing for the Gulls right now. He has played for the Ducks earlier in the season. I don't know why they sent him back down. He was really good. Josh Lapina, Benoit Oliver Gruel, we have seen him up at the Ducks level. Sam Colangelo. I kill names, but that guy. Sam. Hunter Drew, Noah Warren, big name, and then Tristan Luneau, also another defenseman. Tristan Luneau, one to watch as well. He's probably going to climb those prospect pool rankings. Tristan Luneau. So hey, that's it. That's all I got for the prospect for the Anaheim Ducks. I really enjoyed this video and doing my research on this video. It was a lot of fun. Listen, Anaheim Ducks. When you look at the future of this team, we're in full rebuild mode. We have such a deep prospect pool right now, and it's going to get deeper because the Anaheim Ducks obviously are really bad. We're going to get another high draft pick. We're going after that Connor Bedard or one of these. The top 4 or 5 players in this upcoming draft are good. So we're just going to be adding more to that prospect pool that we've already got. I love what I see as far as the future is concerned, and having that deep prospect pool in the age groups as they come along, you know what I mean? You just bring them along year after year. Somebody might go away and lose somebody, but you got that other guy back in the shadows waiting to get his opportunity. So the pool in the future looks good. Okay, we got a really, really, really good prospect pool. So I don't know. It's fun to watch. We'll see what happens. Hopefully a lot of these names we will see in Ducks uniforms and not playing for somebody else. But that could potentially happen, right? So, hey, listen, thanks for watching. As always, go down, subscribe, smash the like button, comment below, tell me what you think. If you agree or disagree, any more ideas you might have for me to talk about with videos. I love getting your guys' ideas. But as always, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. So, I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. I mean, our defensive prospect pool is amazing, and I have a feeling. This is a side note here. I have a feeling We may not see every single one of these players playing as a Duck. They might briefly, but you got to think, if you're going to pull off a trade for somebody good, an NHL ready player, an impact player, sometimes you got to include one of these kids in that deal, right? So that could happen. So we may not ever get to see one of these players I talk about if we pull off some trade where we have to include one of these top prospects. So, which will be sad, but it happens. That's the game. Okay, that's the business side of it, right?